it's really interesting to see how AI can implement itself in our education, where we spend a lot of our time, let's be real, and see how we can make it more efficient and get along with it a little bit better. But our next speaker is really amazing, and there's actually two of them. They come as a pair, and he was actually here a couple of years ago, Jan Romportl, and what they're all about is making safe AI. I think there's a lot of fear-mongering in our world and among Gen Z. A lot of people are really scared of AI, but it's when people like this come in and they really tackle the ethics of it, making safe AI to nurture a human-machine relationship. And their work is not only theoretical, he is literally breaking it down, and he's working with the youth, for the youth, to create tools like Elen AI. He's joined by Vítek Adam, who is a programmer helping as well to work on it, and this will be his first big speech, so we need an extra round of applause. It's a real mission for them to do something good. So please welcome to the stage Jan Romportl and Vítek Adam.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for the introduction. I was a bit confused because I thought there would be one more speaker before us, so I kind of, was like mentally prepared to talk in about next 15 minutes. But let's do it like now. Only pressure creates diamonds, and you will soon learn it yourself at the universities. Okay. We should not like pink paint all the things around us, so we should also discuss about how we can face the challenges that we are like really that are really ahead of us. One of those challenges is like you can see it everywhere, like the democratic societies are actually shaking. There are lots of reasons around that, but one of the core reasons and very important reasons around that is the kind of deterioration of population-level mental health and mental well-being. And this is the reason why we want to introduce you what we're doing here. We will specifically talk about the mental health of Gen Z, which is like typically your generation. So, well, there are two things I would like to tell you, and if I don't tell any other things than these two that are right on the screen, you should go then with these. It means that mental health of Gen Z is severely worsening. We see it in the data, and the culprit, the thing that causes it, is social media. So social media networks are to blame for what we see in the psychiatry data. You can see like a little snapshot on what we see here. In the last 10 years, we've seen 500% increase in teenage girl self-harm. This is like horrible, like 500% increase. We've seen 500% increase of hospitalizations due to eating disorders. We've seen 250% increase of general teenage psychiatry hospitalizations, 250% increase of teenage suicides. Like every fifth US Gen Z kid suffers from anxiety, and about 15% of US kids suffer from major or mid-level depression syndrome. And I would like to illustrate to you why the social media are the cause. So probably every single one of you is on social media. Or maybe can you raise the hands who is not on social media? Oh, I don't have glasses, so oh yeah, there's one hand raised here. That's cool. Good for you. Oh, okay. Well, do you know who the customer of social media is? It's not you. You are actually the goods. You are the sheep that social media sell your time to the real customers who are B2B paying enterprises, paying companies. So you are basically the goods, the sheep that are being sold to somebody else who pays. And do you know how that is being done very efficiently? It's being done by AI that's been running under the hood of social media for about 15 years already. And that is doing like really the darkest chapters of neuromarketing and behavioral psychology. So basically you are like, maybe you've read about those experiments with rats running in the maze. Sometimes when the rat just rings a bell 2 times, maybe the rat gets a piece of sugar, maybe not. You know, these kind of things. Basically design principles on which Las Vegas is being designed. But when you go to Las Vegas, you have to save a lot of money, then fly half of the US, and then in the middle of the desert, you run out of money in 2 days, and then you're kicked out. This is Las Vegas. But the same principles on the steroids of machine learning you have in your pocket. So like kind of anxiety-inducing and dopamine loop makes you partially addicted to social media and partially with growing anxiety. So you just have to go there in a mixture of expectation and a mixture of fear. Every single free time you have, you just go and compulsively check TikTok. Yeah, and you swipe a few times, or you check Instagram, you swipe a few times. There's no reason for doing that, except your brain has been basically neurohacked. This is what's actually happening. And that expectation is wrapped around stress, actually. That stress we call anticipatory stress. It's like basically anxiety. And that anxiety, it's a good thing if it is in short periods and if it's like time limited. But if it's over long periods, it becomes like chronic stress, chronic anxiety. And the chronic anxiety causes one thing, and that's like increased levels of cortisols in your brain. Cortisol is a stress hormone that's been designed by evolution to protect your cells, but like 200,000 years ago. So cortisol is a hormone of stress of a hunter-gatherer living in a tribal society. And cortisol does many things. One of those things is basically that when you have high levels of cortisols, it disconnects synapses in your brain. It disconnects the connections between neurons. What it means, you're actually forced to abandon functional world models, functional beliefs that you have about the world. Those beliefs can be like, the earth is round, or the government is okay, democracy is cool. Or it can be like, I'm living in a good society, I have friends, I have, loving family, I have future. These are functional, good beliefs, but because of high levels of cortisol, you're actually biologically forced to remove those. It's like you just, drink a bleach in your brain and it just, kind of deletes the functional beliefs that you have about the world. Why is this happening? It, again, was an evolutionary advantage of our ancestors 50,000 years ago. So when you were permanently in stress as a hunter-gatherer, you just had to, do some big things like kill a chieftain and move to another, village or something like this. But you have still the hardware, biological hardware of hunter-gatherer. So this is what you come equipped to the world of social media. So basically you get removed your functional world models, your functional beliefs, but new ones have to come. And how are they enforced? They are enforced by dopamine. And what do social media do by design? They give you dopamine loops. So they do two things. They basically clear the functional world models that you have, and then they replace and force you by dysfunctional models. And by dysfunctional models, name anything from crazy conspiracy theories to crazy things that are happening to you when you're like really depressed, in anxiety, in eating disorders. All these things have very similar dynamics induced by social media. By this, I actually mean by this, what you see on the screen, I actually mean the dysfunctional world models. This is typically what you see on social media like Instagram. The first image, when you see it and you're a teenage girl, let's say, it hits your amygdala. Amygdala is a very old part of your brain. It regulates emotions. It's very fast, and it actually drives who you are and how you feel. And you get that, and you suddenly feel a little punch of maybe envy, maybe something like, oh yeah, she's more beautiful than I am, these kind of things, compare and despair. And then, half a second after that, your prefrontal cortex kicks in and says, oh, okay, hold the horses, dear amygdala. Oh, she's just, she's been filtered, and it's AI there, and, she spent a lot of time, to look like this. It's not like this. But so prefrontal cortex, it's a newly evolutionary developed part of your brain that is about rational thinking. It tries to talk to amygdala and reframe the situation somehow. And it works, but the emotional damage has already been done. But so prefrontal cortex talks to amygdala to clear to basically modulate the emotional response. But this has been designed again for the world of hunter-gatherers. So what you see on social media is absolutely unclearable by our regular biological prefrontal cortex. So your fighting an uphill battle against the predatory algorithms that are basically trying to hijack your mind. Some people are asking me basically what I think, what new hellhole is actually coming after TikTok. You know, you're Gen Z, you've been the TikTok generation maybe. Now Gen Alpha, what are they gonna face? They're gonna face AI-generated super stimuli. So now not only AI will basically put on you the content selection so that you scrolled until brain fog for 5 hours through TikTok, but the content itself will be generated to attack your amygdala and your lizard brain so that you just will spend even more time there, and the emotional damage will be even harder. And another part of the hellhole, and Vítek will be talking about it, is like hyper-addictive AI companions. So I'll skip that part for now and get to the most important part here, and this is the reason why we're here. So what can we do about it? Is there like anything else than just shut down the social media? Because it's unreal. Nobody's gonna shut down the social media. That would be actually a bad thing. And we think, yes, it's a way how to start using them better. And this is the reason why we decided, and 2 years ago we actually announced it here in FuturePort, that we want to build a cognitive antivirus. Just like your computer needs antivirus when you plug it into internet, and Michal, who just talked before me, and Ondřej, who will be talking, are the best persons in the world who know a lot of things about regular antiviruses. So we think that analogically, when you go to social media, your brain, your hunter-gatherer's brain actually needs a cognitive antivirus. It needs a wingman, it needs AI that is there with you on social media, that understands you and at the same moment understands the whole emotional stream that's coming on you, that your old ancestral amygdala and your old ancestral prefrontal cortex cannot manage. And this cognitive antivirus at every single moment is able to do the things that your normal prefrontal cortex does to your amygdala. So it reframes the situations. It always tells you the best possible one sentence or show you the best possible image that is there to undo, to neutralize the emotional damage that has hit you right at that moment. So for this, this is actually a big task for us. We need your help in it. We need your feedback in it. And we also need a lot of people from your group to work on our team. One of those, so we have like a pretty big, we have 5 high school students, all of them actually somehow related to Smíchovská průmyslovka, right on our team. And I'd like to invite here Vítek, who would just give you a brief overview of what and why he is doing in Elen.
So, hi, I'm Vítek, and I would like to follow up on where Honza left off. He already told you that social media is really bad for you. But there's another big problem coming into the scene, and that's AI chatbots. Because AI, as you all probably know, is getting better and better every day. And people are training it to act and interact with you like a real human would, which is a quite big problem, because these two problems, social media and AI chatbots, combine into very, very high smartphone usage, which is not just bad for your mental health, but also for your physical health, because then you spend your whole day hunched over your phone, you sleep less, you move less, which damages both your mental and physical health. These chatbots are trained to be so agreeable that talking to them feels better than talking to real humans. When you talk to them, it becomes hard getting back to normal social interactions, because normal people don't agree with you. They aren't that agreeable as those artificial AI chatbots that are trained to create an entertaining but not real social interactions. And the people that discover this type of AI and start using it in this way are then signed up for a big problem with screen time when they start switching between the two and being on their phone the whole day. I would like to ask a question for the whole audience. Think about it for a while. Do you know someone who spends more time on social media than they would like to, or someone that doesn't feel very good after using social media? Raise your hands. Okay. That's quite a lot of hands. And in the general public, it's even worse. That's the reason why I was so excited when I was offered the job at Elen, and I accepted it because of that, because I could not only do the job that I find very entertaining and fun, programming and building applications, and I could also solve the problems that I see both in my real life, in the statistics that Honza showed, and in all of you. But you don't have to be a developer or someone who trains models to help with the future of AI. Just the simple decision of what AI you choose helps solidify the future in which AI helps humans instead of exploiting them. Here, from what me and Honza said, it might sound like AI is a really bad, evil thing that should be banned, but that's not the case. AI can be used for very good purposes, writing code, learning new things, research. And one of the things that AI can be used for is what we do with it. We trained an AI model to help you specifically to get back to the normal social interactions and get away from the bad side effects of social media and those exploitative AI chatbots. If you would like to learn more about AI or Elen specifically, here is a QR code you can scan and join our community where we discuss AI, Elen, and more interesting things about social media. Thank you.